Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Whitton and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chats. Marvellous Monday. Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are. If you think it's Get Rich Quick, you're in the wrong place. This is the wrong podcast. This is the wrong live for you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Hope you're all awesome and well. Hello. Good morning, folks. Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats. Hey, good to see you down here in Melbourne for a few days. Not as cold as I thought it was going to be. Melbourneites, great to be down here. Great to be in the great city. Hope you're all awesome and well, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're up to. Good to see you here this morning. Thanks for joining. What's going on in the world of property investing? Well, it's some interesting times out there, as always, when it comes to our stuff. But I hope you're well. Why don't we this morning talk about a few things? Who thinks that interest rates will rise? That's a good question. That's a question on everyone's lips. I went to a presentation last night here in Melbourne, and there was a few conversations about what's going on in the market, and it was pretty interesting actually. We might talk about that in a minute, but while we get going, let's say a quick hello to the regulars in the show. A few regulars here. Kevin, good morning to you. Great to see you, mate. Alex is in the house as well. Morning, Luke. Good to see you, mate. Adrian. Yeah, not as cold as I thought it was going to be, Adrian. Not as cold as I thought it was going to be. There you go. Bunty, good morning to you. How you doing? Yes, Luke. I hope not either. And I think there's some good evidence that that's not going to happen when it comes to the interest rate rises, right? So for me, for you, what does that look like? What might it be? Well, let's have a conversation today, because there's a few interesting things going on out there in the market that, for us as property investors, we might want to keep an eye on. Last night, I'll quickly talk about last night, and we'll talk about, do I think interest rates are going to rise? Why not? Hey, good morning, Dean. Great to see you, mate. Newbie, fantastic. Thanks for joining us, mate. Hopefully you're well. For those who are new, Dean, and maybe a few others, we've been doing this Wealth Coffee Chats for a little while now. And what are they all about? Well, each morning we check in and try and keep ourselves on track, because there's a lot of fake news, misinformation. I call it fear and ignorance when it comes to property investing. I've been property investing 25 years, purchased and owned over 100 properties personally, helped our clients, myself and Sam, buy over 10,000 properties across Australia and New Zealand. So along the way, learned one or two things, made a couple of dollars, and each morning try and help you guys stay on track with some of our experiences. That's what it's all about. So you're in the right place. So there you go. try and sort out some fear from some facts. There you go. But anyway, let's dive into this morning's Wealth Coffee Chat and talk a little bit about. I think so, Luke. And I think that my little headline was a little bit of a rev up, to be honest, because here's what's going on out there. Let me do it like this. That's a bit better, isn't it? Our GDP delivered a pretty average growth. Now, GDP, depending on who you talk to, matters or it doesn't matter, whatever's going on. But listen, I wonder if I can make that a little bit bigger. So let's see if that works. There you go. Almost. GDP. Why does that matter? Well, growth, and like Luke said, with an election coming along, the old government won't like the look of that. And will there be pressure on the RBA to put the interest rates up? Now, there's a few people out there beating the drum, just really trying to get some attention, really, at the end of the day. And I think it's those, I think personally, it's those clickbait headlines that people are looking for, RBA should put their interest rates up, et cetera, et cetera. Well, the signs are that inflation is coming down. The signs are it's slowing our economy, sadly, to the point of very low growth, the lowest growth we've had since the 1990s, folks, other than the pandemic, which, was pretty drastic. So that doesn't make an environment for interest rates going up, okay, which is great, right? But what is happening, and you guys know the drill. We talk about this all the time. Hey, good morning, Aaron. These economic issues are flowing into an industry that's having some trouble. Tell me in the chat, folks, what industry is having some pretty significant trouble right now? And this is a loaded question. You guys already know the answer because we talk about it all the time. But what industry, folks, is having a real problem, a real challenge right now when it comes to the marketplace, folks? What industry is really challenged with what's going on, especially economically, especially being able to deliver things. And that industry, if you didn't already know, is the building and construction industry. Exactly, Luke. Tourism's actually doing all right, Aaron. Interestingly enough, there are some things afoot with our dollar's down quite low, Aaron. When the Australian dollar's down, that's and that could be true too, Alex. You know what I mean? There's a lot of impacts when it comes to industries and employment, especially in service industries, especially cafes, restaurants, those sorts of things. Anything connected to construction, is having some real challenges. And so if interest rates go up, GDP's down, it's going to make that worse. And where does this lead for us as property investors? Well, we've had these conversations for a little while now. It leads to worsening. I don't know if that's the right language, but anyway, makes it worse when it comes to the ability for people to borrow, right, folks? Household income, the ability for people to borrow in certain income bands has, significantly reduced. Now, what's happened is at the top end of town, household incomes, have reduced down to the affordable share of housing, 50%, right? So what's this graph showing us? Basically, this graph is showing us that the middle of Australia, middle to low income to low income, has been affected drastically by high interest rates, like in its buying power. And then the supply chain issue, which is exacerbating property supply, is making it worse. So high interest rates, no supply, and we've got this issue and challenge, right? So it's not doing anyone any favors when it comes to the world of property and what's going on, right? And so this is, you can see GDP when it comes to expenditure and those sorts of things. It's down. What does that mean? Well, it means that the RBA and the government will be very tentative team to put up interest rates if at all. And so the underlying demand for dwellings and the shortfall of dwellings has been going on a long time. I don't know if you guys were listening when I was chatting right at the beginning of the pandemic, when it came to the Wealth Coffee Chats. I talked about, the pandemic didn't cause the shortage problem. Actually, the APRA investigation in 2017 caused this problem. So, and it's still going on today. So there's two things that have happened that have accelerated. You can see on here, you can see on the graph that kick up happened before the pandemic, right? So from 2014 to 2019, that it actually kicked up a bit further than the trend before. Why did that happen? Because the government, in their damn wisdom, went out and said, "Oh, mortgage brokers and financial planners are all crooks." Well, that's a complete crock of shit. There were some people doing the wrong thing, and to be honest, a lot of the banks were doing the worst, right? And they got fined significantly, hundreds of millions of dollars fines, the banks, for doing all sorts of crazy stuff that they shouldn't have. Anyway, what did that do to the industry, folks? It poleaxed mortgage broking and lending. It poleaxed financial planning. Here's a horrifying tidbit. Because of the APRA investigation, the number of financial planners out there giving Australians financial planning advice reduced from 25,000 to something like 17,000. Like, it's ludicrous. 10,000 financial planners left the industry. And today, 1 million less Australians get financial advice because of the APRA investigation. How the hell is that better for the Australian public? What a joke. Anyway, I get off track with this stuff. It gets me fucking annoyed. Again, the mortgage broking industry, mortgage brokers are fantastic. They represent the client. They have a selection of solutions. Banks, all they can do is sell one product, one solution. Here's the drill. The banks don't have to comply with best interest of a client. They don't have to, but a broker does. Anyway, it's another joke. Anyway, and it's not a funny joke. Anyway, it's all leading to and has led to, team, this undersupply issue, which is only getting worse. And the solution, no government's got the solution. How are we benefiting from that as property investors? Well, we're on the right side of it, folks. If you understand how to buy property, and you can structure it well enough, then at this moment in time, there's things afoot that you should be getting involved in. You guys know the drill. Plenty of markets going the right way, and the rents are growing. All right. Will they put interest rates up? My call is no. I think it'd be a disaster. I think it'd be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I think they're going to leave interest rates alone for a while, and inflation will stay a little bit higher. That's my call. Will interest rates go up? My call is no. There'll be plenty of turkeys out there, trying to get headline attention in the media. But, hey, listen, stranger things have happened before, and they've done dumber things before as well. We've got a housing crisis. We've got a housing construction industry that is on its knees and being literally poleaxed. You've got places like Melbourne where the government knocked the building and real estate and construction industry down. While it's down there, it's kicking the shit out of it by taxing it more. Which, by the way, folks, don't underestimate the value of counter-cyclical investing. We talked about this the other day, actually, with Sam and at mentoring, right? Folks, like I can tell you right now, Melbourne is the cheapest place to buy real estate in Australia, like out of the capital cities. Where, other than Darwin, which is not really a capital city. Sorry, Darwin. Or Hobart. I've never understood Hobart. But crikey. When you have Australia's second biggest city, which is going to be the biggest, it has amazing industries, lots of jobs, lots of income, the number one destination for immigration in Australia, and education when it comes to university and education. It's got so much going for it, and it's the cheapest place to buy a house in Australia. Folks, come on. Step back and smell the roses, I can tell you what, Melbourne's not a bad place to buy when it comes to opportunity buying. It's at the bottom of the market when it comes to its cycle, and bottom's not really a good way to call these markets, because it's like, has it got momentum? Doesn't have momentum. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on. Will interest rates go up? I don't think so. I think there's too many things afoot that are going to hold it back. Matter of fact, there's more actual proper indicators to say that they should be putting it down sooner rather than later. They probably won't. Because inflation's sticking around. And the government's fucking fueling inflation by their stupidity of how they're managing money and budgets anyway. But anyway, that's another conversation for another day. Anyway, there you go. I'm done. Wealth Coffee Chat, done and dusted. Bit rambly today, but the point is, folks, you will see some info and some communication out there about interest rates rising. Take it with a pinch of salt. I don't think they will. I think it'll be a disaster if they do. And even if they do, it's only a 0.25% anyway. Even 0.15, it won't matter. It'll be like $30 a month to your bottom line as an investor. It won't matter to you. It will matter to the general public, and that'll send them running. Again, on the flip side of it, team, if you understand that it really won't matter to your dollars and cents, it's psychological, it's emotional for the rest of the market, then what does that offer for you as a property investor? It offers opportunity. Anyway, there you go. Melbourne is a great place to live. I'm down here now. It's fantastic. Amazing city. How can Melbourne be the most livable city 7 years in a row, and then all of a sudden it's not, right? It didn't change, but anyway, there you go. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you. All right, folks, I better go. That's it for this morning. Join us tomorrow for another Wealth Coffee Chat. Finance Fridays. You'll be hearing from Brad and the finance team, what's going on in the world of finance. Anyway, that's it from me, folks. All right, take care. Thanks for joining. Great to see you. Bye for now. Episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.